Hey folks, welcome to my channel Number Pen. Today we have another interesting problem on limits, and we have the problem on your screen here. So limit x tending to 2 minus square root of x plus 2 divided by cube root of 2 minus cube root of 4 minus x, right? So let's see how to go about solving this particular problem. I'm going to treat the numerator and the denominator separately, uh, for some time before getting back to solving this particular problem. And let me write down the denominator first because it looks a lot more complex than the numerator, right? Because in all these problems, the first thing that you will have to try arriving at is, can I pull out a factor which is common to the numerator and the denominator, right? And that's what we're going to do in this particular problem as well. I'm going to rewrite this as, watch this very closely, folks. So we have 2 minus 4 minus x, right? Which can be written as cube root of 2. 2 is nothing but cube root of 2 the whole cube, right? So I'm going to rewrite 2 as cube root of 2 the whole cube. Let me superscript this, right? And minus, I'm going to rewrite 4 minus x as cube root of 4 minus x, the whole cube, right? So all that I've done is write 2 as cube root of 2 the whole cube, write 4 minus x as cube root of 4 minus x the whole cube, right? And I'm going to a cube minus b cube equals a minus b into a square plus ab plus b square, right? So I'm going to use the same formula to expand this denominator here, right? So let me write this as denominator to avoid confusion. So this is d, which is my denominator, and let me call this as n, which is my numerator, right? So when I further expand this, what do I get? I get my a, which is nothing but my cube root of 2, minus b, which is nothing but my minus of cube root of 4 minus x, which is my a minus b, right? So what is my a here? My a is cube root of 2, my b is cube root of 4 minus x, right? And I'm going to move to the next line. Let's write this in the next line. So I think there is a space constraint when you use equations. So this is my a minus b, into a square. So what is my a square? My a is cube root of 2. So my a square is nothing but it's my cube root of 2 whole square, right? And what is my b square? In a very similar fashion, my b square is cube root of 4 minus x. And what is my ab? It's my cube root of 2 into cube root of 4 minus x, right? So I've rewritten the equation 2 minus 4 minus x, which is nothing but my x minus 2, right? So I've rewritten, look at the beauty of algebra, right? So you have a very simple equation, which is x minus 2. You can rewrite that as 2 minus 4 minus x, and then you can further expand it, using the formula a cube and minus b cube and write it in a different way. And that's what is going to help us solve this particular problem, right? So so this is my x minus 2, right? So my x minus 2 is rewritten as cube root of 2 minus cube root of 4 minus x into cube root of 2 the whole square plus cube root of 4 minus x the whole square plus cube root of 2 into, I think this is a cube root, right? Let me correct this. Cube root of 4 minus x, right? So now I'm going to rewrite this denominator using the equation that we arrived at, right? So this is nothing but our d, right? So what is our denominator? Nothing but this, right? This equation here, right? So I'm going to write cube root of 2 as x minus 2 divided by this, right? Are we there? So let me highlight this and keep it as it is, right? Let me use the color green and highlight this. So I've rewritten the denominator like this. Now let me come to the numerator and let me again write this in a separate equation. Let's do a bit of rationalization, right? This is nothing but 2 minus square root of x plus 2 into, I divide the numerator and the denominator by 2 plus square root of x plus 2. Right, so all that I've done is I've multiplied the numerator and the denominator by 2 plus square root of x plus 2, which means that I get 4 minus, I'm using a minus b into a plus b. So you can see that this is of the format a minus b into a plus b, right? This is a minus b, and this one is a plus b, right? So I that's equal to my a square minus b square. So what is my a? My a is 2, and what is my b? It is square root of x plus 2. So square root of x plus 2, the whole square becomes x plus 2, right? So we are left with, so this is nothing but minus of 4 minus x plus 2 becomes minus of x minus 2, right? And I copy this here. So now I've rewritten my numerator, which is this is my numerator, and I've written this post rationalization like this, right? So now I have my numerator, I have my denominator. So this is my numerator and this one is my denominator, right? What you see as equation, let me call this as equation 1. Let me call this as equation D rather, right? And let me call this as equation N, right? So now I've been asked to find the limit of n divided by t, right? So this is my n. I copy it as it is. And then when I divide this by d, I will have to write it like this, right? Watch me out here closely as I do this into x minus 2. When I do a divide by this, right? What I've highlighted, let me call this by different color. This part, which I've highlighted in blue, goes to the numerator, right? So I'm gonna just copy it. So now I have x minus 2 in the numerator and in the denominator, right? So all that I can do is pull up my pencil and scratch out x minus 2 and x minus 2, right? And let's do something. Let's substitute x tending to 2 because that's the limit we've been asked to find, right? X tending to 2 is what we've been asked to find. Let me substitute this out here. Becomes 2 and you don't no longer have x minus 2. So I'm going to remove this. Remember you have the minus sign out there and I'm going to substitute this x as well into 2, right? I have 2 to be substituted in the denominator as well, right? So I'm going to rewrite this equation here. So I have cube root of 2 whole square plus cube root of 4 minus 2, which again is 2, the whole square, which means I have one more cube root of 2 the whole square, plus I have cube root of 2 into cube root of 4 minus 2, which is again a cube root of 2, right? Which means I'm left with cube root of 2 the whole square again, right? So I have, remember folks, I have my negative sign still out here. So let me retain this and let me go to the end. And in my denominator, I have 2 plus square root of x plus 2, which is 2 plus 2, which becomes 4, right? So 2 plus 2, which is 2 plus square root of 2 plus 2, which is 4, which is nothing but 2 again. So I'm going to skip this particular step and write it as 4. So all that I'm left with, cube root of 2 the whole square summed up 3 times, which means I have minus 3 by 4 into cube root of 2 the whole square is my final limit for this particular question, right? Thank you, folks. I hope you had a good understanding of this problem and found this helpful. Please do subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Have a good day.